Welcome everybody to the electrified future. This, while it may be the same as the 2024 model year, is the 2023 Hyundai IONIQ 6. This looks like a fingerprint scanner, but it's not. Let's get looking around. All right, this is obviously the American version of the car. We don't have digital, we have actual physical mirrors. And this is the SEL rear wheel drive trim. So this is manual, doesn't do that with a motor, which, I mean, some people don't want the motor to break, so maybe that's fine. We do have the 20-inch wheels, which look cool, but are actually terrible for range. This is rated at 305 EPA miles of range. If you get the 18-inch wheels, which is on the SE long range and SE trim, you'll probably go for about 350. I forget what exactly it is, but it's about 350. Up here on like the front of the car, we got these headlights that, it's not like Hyundai's rest of the lineup where they have like this new light bar look going on. We still have like this pixel theme, which is all over the IONIQ branding. And over here, we have active air flaps. So these will come up when the car deems, like when you're charging, it'll cool off the battery with these. Anyways, let's take a look inside. We got motorized handles. Not great for longevity, but they'll work because they're not only motorized. You can also see, like, if you push down, you can open them that way. Let's just look in the back real quick. Oh, I can lay down because there's no transmission tunnel. Oh, I'm just chilling in here. All right, so in the rear seats, we've got, I guess these are grab things for the doors, but not really, because for the door, we actually have this the whole door is kind of a grab bar, and you'll see that more in the front, but, you know, more traditional door handles. But I guess this could be for pulling it, or this could be for pulling it. If this isn't for pulling it, it's definitely something to, like, put your phone in or something. AirPods, whatever you want, I guess. And more traditional window thing, because if we look up in the front, in this center console thing right here, we've got the windows in the middle, not on the door handles. And as you can see, we also got ambient lighting. I don't know if you can see it very well, but green up here, red down here for Christmas. 2 USB-Cs, and I don't know if I can stress how big the back seats are, but like, yeah. But other than that, great back seats. You have storage things on either one. Cup holders that aren't too useful, honestly, because it only fits like the skinnier cups. But that's all right. You got like a jet blue back, basically. All right, now let's look more in the front. This is what you'll be seeing when you get into the car every time. So the whole door is a grab handle, and you can even store things in here. I got gloves right now. And this is also for water bottles, but like it's kind of small, and it's got this weird, almost transparent material. And the whole door is the grab bar. So like wherever you want, you can, you know, you got your normal things, charge door. All right, so you still gotta, this isn't like a Tesla where like the car's always started. Still a start stop button, and you gotta like put your foot on the brake pedal. We've got a wireless charging pad. I have a USB cable right here for wired CarPlay, which I honestly prefer because the wireless stuff always like disconnects. On this menu, you can go EV settings, you can go to a map, you can do, this trim only has warmed seats, but Limited will also have cooled seats. There's a Hyundai Pay option now, no clue what that does. But for some reason, the oddest thing that I think this car has is a voice memos feature. You can just record voice memos. Up here, we've got the gauge cluster, the digital one. You have the car, and like, look, the door's open, so it shows the door's open. 64 degrees outside Fahrenheit, 222 miles of range on 71% state of charge. And this right here is your regen level. So the car is going to start slowing when you take your foot off the accelerator, not the gas. So these little paddle shifters on the back of the car help you do that. Basically, right goes down, and this is up. And then if you go to level 4 or you go beyond level 3, that's going to be your iPedal mode, where you just drive around one pedal. You take your foot off the accelerator and it'll eventually brake. I like to use level 2 and 3 when I'm driving, just because that's easiest. They got a weird mix of physical buttons and digital ones. Honestly, I like all the buttons better than just having a giant tablet, so good on them. Additional glove box, and you got a cool little storage space right here instead of, you know, where your transmission would be. It's not as cool as the IONIQ 5s, I think, because you don't get like a moving thing, but it's cool enough. I use it all the time to just throw little things down there. I'll show you something on the steering wheel real quick that I was confused about, because this whole section, you know what this does. This, like, will control that. These two buttons are actually like action buttons on the iPhone. Both of these are programmable. This is the part that I was confused about. This one specifically is just for your gauge cluster, and all of this is for cruise control. Well, no, this one's still for gauge cluster. You can cycle through the menus. This turns on automatic steering, or like steer assist, lane assist, I think is what they call it. This is smart cruise control, and it'll brake for you when there's a car coming up. And this actually sets the distance to the next car, and this up or down will change the miles per hour of the cruise control. We have a drive mode. This isn't a dial. It looks like it should be a dial. It's not. You just click it. You got eco, normal, sport. And if you hold it down, you either got snow mode or custom mode. I'm going to hold it. I did my drive mode, which is the custom mode. It's basically like a better sport mode. And we'll show you the frunk, the lack thereof. So in the frunk, if you want to call it that, it's not really a frunk because, first of all, there's no hydraulic lift or anything like that. You gotta, well, there is. You just have to get your hand under here and hit this little latch here, open it just a little bit, and then you can, there's this tiny little space you could call a frunk. Yeah, not really much you can do with this little thing. You can maybe put the charger up there, but that's really it. Then we have the trunk. Right now I just got a bag in there. No spare tire. A lot of EVs don't do that, but you got some space under here. Right now I have some work boots in there. And you got two buttons actually up here. They both do the same thing, but right now the car's unlocked. You can tell because the handles are propped out. If you press this, it'll just pull it down. But if you press the lock one, it'll bring it down, put in the handles, and it'll lock the car. And then over here, the quintessential point of all electric vehicles, we have the charge port. And it won't open unless the car's unlocked. I wish there was a button on it for the key, but there isn't. This is just like an emergency disconnect. This is obviously push it in. This is like really not that smart either. This little thing right here just is a little knob on the inside that pushes the inside button. You can see it right there. But obviously this is your J1772 plug with the CCS adapter port. This is a little flimsy thing. Some other companies have it better where it literally like you tap it and it comes out and it's neat, but this one is bare bones. It's fine. Oh, all right. This is what you're gonna do when you get in the vehicle. Is you get in, you get situated, and your drive selector is right here. I don't know if I mentioned that. These are the same as like on any gas ICE vehicle, but this is new. I think they're putting it on all their new models, honestly. You hold the brake like a regular car, press the start button like a regular car. It's basically just an electric vehicle for people that want a gas conversion car, because it's not like a Tesla where you have to relearn everything and you have this like card and it's always on. Oh, also I have a little dash cam installed. This is the Garmin Mini 2. And the best thing about this car, well, not the best, but one of the neater things is that there's this little thing right here that lets you plug in right there. I think I just messed up the friggin' wire on this. Then put your foot on the brake and put it into drive, and it's gonna make that noise. I don't know if you can hear it. Here, I'm gonna put the mic out the window real quick so maybe you can hear it. It's just like a spaceship noise. And here's something that you're gonna have to get used to when you get friends in the car and stuff. Also, the park is like right here on the side, and it'll auto parking brake. A lot of the time you're gonna use the like little divot on the door handle that's like a haptic button to unlock the door, but it's only gonna unlock this one. So you get in and your friend's coming up to the door and the handle isn't even out. So you gotta like spam it. And I have this little USB-C dongle thing. I just put my phone on this thing. I have you can turn off the wireless charging pad because I had it where it was like double charging. And that's not great for batteries. Luckily, this battery is 77 kilowatt hours and can get you about 305 fully on a charge. But realistically, from driving, I have seen it go to 306 at 90% for me. So I could probably get about 330 if you drive a little conservatively and if you turn on eco mode and all that. But eco mode for the rear wheel drive models isn't going to do much because mainly what eco mode does is turn off the front motors, which aren't present in the rear wheel drive. So I always just put it in normal. And ooh, cool fun fact, I got this car without doing any like research or anything. And I almost freaked out the first night I got it because this orange light was on. And I was like, what the frick does that mean? It means the high voltage battery is charging the 12 volt battery in the front because yes, it's still a car and it still has a 12 volt that activates all the auxiliary things like the door motors, the screen when the car is off, and like different little things like that. But this also has a utility mode that you can use to just run everything off the high voltage battery. But speaking of driving, let's take it on a little drive. Now we're gonna do some driving. As you saw earlier, I'm gonna press drive. And it makes this noise until about 18 miles per hour. Very smooth and quiet. Obviously, there's no engine to make a lot of noise. But basically, with electric engines, you get 100% torque immediately. So you'll very much feel that. It's gonna be kind of wild at first. But you know, you get used to it over time as you do with any car. I like not having that gear because, or you know, the shifter down here because I can literally just like move my hand barely from the wheel and do this little maneuver. Here, let's give it a little juice. Almost hit 60. Sometimes you get varying results, especially with the rear wheel drive. You know, it's only one motor pushing the whole car, so it is what it is. Also, there's a cool little trick in this car, if you want to do regen braking specifically, is you can hold down the left paddle. That's the plus regen button. I'm gonna use this paddle. Just hold it down. And the best part about it is when you stop, it goes from maximum here to stop. And then you don't have to press a pedal or anything. We're adding to the vehicle right now. I went to an EV Go station. So much better than Electrify America. Literally just plugged in and it immediately worked. We only got 5 minutes till 80%. Crazy. Well, anyways, that was the 2023 or 2024 Hyundai, however they want you to say it, the IONIQ 6. The Tesla Model 3 competitor, as you will, because this is one of the only electric sedans on the market that really targets that like middle budget class, because this is supposedly starting at $38,000, but that's for the SE standard range that you will never find anywhere, maybe in Korea. But as for here, the most popular ones are going to be the Limited and the SEL trim. A lot of all-wheel drives, but I've seen more rear-wheel drives coming in with the 2024 models, which are identical. This car came out this year. So, as for what you think, you can leave it in the comments below. But as for me, it's been a great car. That's what I've been driving for the past two and a half months now. And it's essentially an electric car for people that don't want to relearn the car. It's still a car. You drive it like you drive a car, a gas car. But, you know, the regen is fun to play along with. And I can take turns way better because it'll slow you down just enough and you don't even need to hit the brake. So there's very little actual braking, but you got to get ready for pretty slow braking, because if you don't use the brake pedal, it's going to be pretty slow to slow down. So I've been getting too used to that, and I need to start relearning to put my foot on the brake. But anyways, great car. Definitely install a level 2 charger at your home. Electrify America is full everywhere now. Anyways, that was that. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.